weapons for your 5 secrets or 6 secrets to run with the Mysterious Challenger to thin out your deck to fix your curve and make it stronger. So I think that'll probably see some amount of play. Alright. Excavated Evil. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Shuffle this card into your opponent's deck. So it's like a weird Hellfire that only hits minions and then gets thrown in your opponent's deck. So it's like a mediocre card and then your opponent gets stuck with it too. Huh. Yeah, I mean, freeze Priest. Clearing the board constantly. More board sweeps in Priest. So Priest now has Holy Nova, Light Bomb, this card, and Alchemized Circle to some extent. So it's getting closer and closer to the point where Priest can make sure that they can always keep the board clear. And if they can always keep the board clear, then they can kind of play like a Freeze Mage style game where they just constantly remove the board and then burn over the top. So I think that could actually be viable. And then Entomb, choose an enemy minion, shuffle it into your deck. That just further supports the kill everything Priest. More removal for Priest. So you have removal, you have mass AoE removal, now single target removal with that, with Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain. Like, it's getting to this point where you can have Priest decks that outlast your opponent because there's just becoming enough removal for it. So Entomb seems actually playable. Like, not great, but definitely playable for just trying to make that sort of version of Priest that outlasts your opponent. No, Entomb kills the minion, right? If Entomb doesn't kill the minion, then it's the worst card I've seen. But I'm pretty sure Entomb is going to kill the minion and put it by shuffling it into your deck. Like, it picks it up off the board, puts it in your deck. It's Gang Up doesn't actually remove anything. So Entomb, if you Entomb their Sylvanas, for example, it removes it from the board. It doesn't just kill it. It ignores the Death Rattle, which is the same thing as silencing it pretty much, and then puts it in your deck. So it's a Priest's answer to Sylvanas. Like, that's pretty good. Like, Priest had no answer to Sylvanas for like the longest time because they can't afford to run cards like Silence. So I think it's actually a very solid card that we're going to start seeing in standard standard Priest decks. So yeah, good card. Alright, Museum Curator. Battlecry, discover a Death Rattle card. That is a 1/2 for 2 that sometimes gives you a card that's good. Nope, that's bad. That's like Old Novice Engineer, which they nerfed for some reason, and it was still bad. Alright. Tomb Pillager. Death Rattle, add a coin into your hand. Coins are good. Is it strong enough to make Auctioneer viable? Probably not. Does it compete with Shredder? Not really. Violet Teacher even. Like, it is a rogue card, so if it's in a Miracle Rogue sort of list, it's got to help you stay alive, really. And this is not very defensive at all. It dies to Deathbite, which is a big problem, just instantly. And it dies to True Silver, which isn't very good. It dies to, like, a buffed up mini-bot really quickly. It dies to Piloted Shredder trading into it. And it dies really easily, and you lose tempo when it dies, and then you get the added benefit of a coin afterwards, but I don't know if it's gonna be that. It seems like it's okay. Clento said it's the best card. I don't think it's the best card in the set, but seems playable. Doesn't seem the greatest. Like, the 4-drop slot's so hard to compete with because Shredder is insane. Like, Shredder is, like, better than a 3-mana 5/4. That's how good Shredder is in most decks, so it's pretty hard. So yeah, I think it's okay. I don't think it's amazing. Alright, Unearthed Raptor. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion, gain a copy of its Death Rattle effect. I haven't seen a Death Rattle rogue before, but you're going to need to be running your own Death Rattle minions to get benefit off the Battlecry. Stat line's really good, 3-mana 3/4, so it's a really solid 3-drop in its own right, but is there a deck archetype that it could really fit into right now? Like, if it could copy your opponent's Battlecry, it'd be really good. But so far, like, what are you going to copy? Like, Piloted Shredder? Piloted Shredder and Thalnos are like the only thing that it could really find. Because it has to copy a friendly minion. So you'd have to be running, like, Egg and, like, Sylvanas and stuff in your in your rogue? Like, how are you gonna fit those into your rogue? So you're gonna need some crazy weird archetype of rogue. Yeah, eggs and cold bloods. Like, well, the reason why that doesn't work is because those are so low quality cards. Now you're just trying to make zoo rogue without the zoo card draw power. So it gets strange, man. Now maybe you have like Belchers and like Sneeds and go in like a fatigue rogue sort of thing. But either way, you're trying to make something that doesn't work very well with the rogue hero power. So it's like going against what rogue hero power sort of does, like, or trying to make zoo without card draw. So it's like really tricky to try and find a spot where this card belongs, but on its own, really solid card, but where does it fit in the big grand scheme of things? So I think it's really up in the air. This card's either going to be really good or trash. Like, there's no like in the middle, right? It's either, if it finds a place, it's going to be amazing. If it doesn't find a place, it's not going to be played. Because it's a card that definitely needs a deck built around it, so it needs to be able to find a place somewhere. Alright, Pit Snake. 1 mana, destroy any minion damaged by this minion. Well, a 1 mana 2/1 is not the greatest stat line because most people just hero power it. So I think this is pretty trash, because they'll just hero power it, and it's not doing any damage to any minions. Where we could see it come up off of some of the Druid 3-drop that spawns a random 1-drop, and it could be really interesting in those cases. You could be playing some sort of like aggro rogue, but I mean, like, I feel like it's gonna get removed more often than not. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's that good. Seems pretty trash. Alright, everything is awesome. Give your minions +2/+2, cost 1 less for each Murloc you control. Another Murloc Win More card. We already have like the buff Murlocs that are already Murloc Win More cards. So I feel like we have enough Murloc Win More cards. If you stabilize a bunch of Murlocs on the board, you win. I think that's already a thing. So I don't think this card is very good, because that just further promotes that idea. And that's already a theme in Hearthstone if you're playing a Murloc deck. If you get all the Murlocs on the forward board, you win. So now if you get all the Murlocs on the board, you win even more. So I don't think it's very good. I think it's pretty trash. Alright, Rumbling Elemental. After you play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Random enemy, not enemy minion. So it can hit face, which makes it a lot worse than if it was just any minion. But Battlecry Shaman? What are the Shaman Battlecry cards that we could see with that? Also 2/6 is kind of a stat line, you know? Like, it's there. There are stats there. So Shaman cards. Battlecry, where's the Battlecry? Oh wait, saw one. No, that card's not playable. Wait, there we go, this card's good. 1 Battlecry card, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have a few decent Battlecry cards, honestly. But is it enough to really justify like some sort of Battlecry Shaman? Like, that's sketchy for sure. So I don't know if Battlecry Shaman's gonna be a thing, and I don't know if 2 damage is enough to justify a 2/6. If it was a 3/6, the card would be insane, obviously, but 6 health is a lot. Shaman doesn't have very good buffs though. I guess he got like Flame Tongue. I can see this maybe getting some play, but it's not gonna get a lot. I don't know. I just don't think there's enough Battlecries to really make Battlecry Shaman, and he's competing with Shredder. How do you beat Shredder, man? Shredder's too strong, and this can't trade into Shredder because it's only two attack, so it can't pop the first half of Shredder. So it's like on its own. If you're playing it into 4, Shredder's gonna beat it. Not very good. Tunnel Trog though, the Shaman Mana Worm. This card's insane. Whenever you overload, gain +1 attack per locked mana crystal. That is a good card. One, it can double dip, which is insane. So if you like overload, let's say with Lightning Bolt, and overload for 1, and then overload with Lightning Bolt number 2 again, then it's going to get +1 attack for the first Lightning Bolt, then +2 attack for the second Lightning Bolt. So that's +3 attack. So it's already a 4/3, which is insane. And like Tempo Mage, for example, wins by they get Mana Worm turn 1. and then their win percentage goes up by like 20% or something ridiculous. So there's going to be a sort of tempo-based shaman, I can imagine, that has things like lightning bolt, and then suddenly feral spirits isn't that terrible because you get the plus on that guy when you play it, and it's actually good. And like, you finally have a way to gain tempo while lightning storming. So yeah, I like the card a lot. I think that card's going to see a lot of play in all forms of Shaman. I think it's one of the things Shaman really needed to be able to win games, is just being able to contest with the early board. And that's a 1-drop that's much stronger than most other 1-drops in the game. So yeah. And it could potentially open up like Lava Burst Shaman, where you're just like freaking doming people with Lava Burst, locking all your mana crystals and just hitting them for like 100 on turn 3 or 4. Easily insane. Yeah, it's crazy. A really good card. And if you play this into Totem Golem, then you have a 2-3 and a 3-4 on turn 2. It's insane. It's so good. So early game Shaman's a thing. Alright, this card's the best card in the set, by the way. Tunnel Trog, by far, best card in the set. Alright, 1 mana, 1/1, Battle Cry. If you have 6 other minions, turn into a 5/5. Huh. 6 other minions, huh? I mean, you can play it with Implosion, so that's a thing. So it gives you more... combos to go with Implosion, so it's not just Knife Juggler Implosion, now it's Implosion then this guy. But if you draw it as a 1 mana 1/1, that sucks. What makes this guy better than just playing Frostwolf Grunt? Or whatever that card, or the guy that gets +1/+1 for every minion play? Well, I guess because you can Implosion with it, so you can get removal down with it. 6 other minions is a lot. It's like way worse than Sea Giant. Yeah, I don't think it's good. It's too many. 6 is too many, man. 6 is too many. Alright, Curse of Rapham. Give your opponent a cursed card. While they're holding it, they take 2 damage on their turn. Yeah, I've seen this. And then it costs 2 mana to get rid of that card. So you're forcing your opponent to either take 2 damage for every turn they have it, or spend 2 mana to get rid of it. So I think this card could be actually good in like some sort of like Zooey style decks, because your opponent's forced to spend mana to get rid of it, and you may already have a board set up and they don't want to spend mana to get rid of it because otherwise your board keeps hitting them in the face. So I could see this actually being played in maybe some sort of like mid-range sort of zoo decks or something, some sort of like tempo warlocks, because giving up 2 mana to remove it can be expensive depending on what the board state is. So yeah, I think this card could be playable. Could be totally wrong on it, it could be useless, but I think it could be playable. Alright, Dark Peddler, Battle Cry. Discover a 1-costing card, and it's a 2 mana 2/2. So you play this on turn 2, and then you get to discover a 1-drop to help smooth out your curve, I guess. Yeah, is a 2 mana 2/2 good enough to play though? Because the current minions in Zoo are like Haunted Creeper, Knife Juggler. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if 2/2 is like strong enough, because like Knife Juggler feels bad to play on 2 because it just dies immediately most of the time to like just 2 damage spells and 2 damage removals. So like this is gonna just die immediately to 2 damage removals in constructed, so I don't think it's good enough. It's just too weak of a tempo play on the board, so I think it's bad. It doesn't do enough on the board when you play it. It needs to be stickier if you want to play it in like a tempo based deck that drawing a 1-drop's relevant in. So like you can't really play it in like a deck that's like control based, because like the 1-drop's gonna do nothing. So it seems really, really weak. Why would you play it in Handlock? Handlock makes no sense. What is a 1-drop gonna help you with in Handlock? It makes 0 sense. Like you don't see people playing Loot Hoarders in Handlock, and Loot Hoarder would be way better than this card in Handlock because you're drawing a card from your deck and it probably doesn't cost 1 and is terrible. Like, 1-drops are not good in Handlock. You're not accomplishing anything for yourself. Alright. 1 mana 2/3, deal all damage dealt to your hero. Or double all damage dealt to your hero. God, I can't read. Okay. Aggro Warrior. Maybe that's a thing. Because that's a sick card eventually. as soon as there's a tempo-based warriors that are aggressive, this card's gonna be nuts. Because trading life for board control is like amazing in Hearthstone and card games in general. So like, this card might not have a place now in the game, but it definitely will eventually. Like, right now, I don't know if there's enough early game cards for warrior to have like a lot of pressure on your opponent, but eventually, if you can make some sort of like Rainad face warrior like back in the day, it's gonna be a solid card. Just because like the early game board control of a 1-mana weapon like that, being able to squeeze that in with whatever, is awesome, and it just increases your consistency of having like a weapon to early game do things. It's like another fiery war axe in your deck. That's insane. So in some sort of like face oriented, control oriented mech warrior sort of thing, I think it's gonna be really good. So not for hitting phase, but for controlling early game board. So like being able to protect your mech warper, being able to protect your whatnot, frothing berserker or whatever, so that you can just start like snowballing the board early, I think could be really good. So I like it. Obsidian Destroyer. At the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Scarab with Taunt. 7 mana 7/7. Wow, this is... That dies to big game, Hunter. It makes 1/1/1. This is just like a really bad augur. Alright, not good. Alright, Fierce Monkey. 3 mana 3/4 beast with Taunt. It's got a solid stat line. It's a beast, which doesn't help warrior currently in any way, but could be just another piece to the tempo warrior. I don't think they have enough pieces yet for tempo warrior, but they do this with all the set releases. They add pieces at a time to decks, and then eventually start having enough pieces for the deck to become a thing. But I don't think there's enough pieces to the old beast tempo warrior yet, so I don't think it's going to see too much play. But if tempo warrior becomes a thing, this will probably be in the tempo warrior. Arch Thief Rafam. I don't know, man. Battlecry, discover a powerful artifact. 9 mana 7/8. I don't know what the powerful artifacts are. Are they down here? Alright. Lantern of Power. 10 damage, 10 mana. So you just get a Pyroblast. Sweet. Fill your board with 3/3 mummy zombies. You'll probably die when you cast that. Deal 10 damage, randomly split among enemies. That's pretty solid, actually, because that can actually stop you from dying, plus potentially kill your opponent. So that one's probably the best artifact. And you just get to choose between all 3 of these powerful artifacts? Huh. So you get a choice of any of the 3 that you want. That's not terrible. It would be better if it was an 8/8, I guess, but... It's, I don't want to count it out completely, because, like, people played Nefarian for a while. This is probably better than Nefarian. Because, like, Nefarian gives you cards that are pretty useless, like, 90% of the time. And this is a little better than Nefarian, but people played Nefarian. So people are probably going to play this some amount. But I never thought Nefarian was good anyway. So, I don't know. I'm not going to play it, probably. But it might come up, because since it's just a little better than Nefarian, and Nefarian saw play. Alright, Reno Jackson. Battlecry. If your deck contains no more than one of any card, fully heal your hero. I think this could replace Healbot in Freeze Mage. Because Freeze Mage draws so many cards that they can eventually get to... they can get down to, like, 10 cards in their deck, and that's when they want to be healing. They don't really Healbot ever before that point. And when you have so few cards left in your deck, there's a higher % chance that there's 1-ofs there. So you can still run a lot of 2-ofs, but you can get down to a situation where the card's going to heal you to full health. So, like, definitely when you get down to those situations where it is going to heal you to full health, the card's pretty nuts. No, I saw Nefarian played in non-dragon decks, man. It was played in, like, Control Warrior for a month. Alright. So yeah, I think this card's good. I think it can definitely see play in slower control decks and in Freeze Mage. But I don't know how slow of control decks, because it's only going to be good in the control versus control mirror at that point. because you don't have very much draw in really slow control decks, so you can't increase the percent chance that you have only one of any card in your deck very quickly because you don't have tons of card draw. So Elise Starseeker, shuffle the map to the Golden Monkey into your deck. 4 mana 3/5 is a 6 stat line, so that's fine. And then the map is where? So many things. How much mana does the map cost? The map costs 2 mana. Shuffle the Golden Monkey into your deck. Draw a card. Golden Monkey, 4 mana, 6/6 with taunt. That's really solid stats. Replace your hand with deck with legendary minions. Huh. I don't know if that's gonna be good. I think this is pretty bad. I think it's gonna be just like far too slow. So I think that card's pretty bad. But maybe it's good. You're gonna have to see how that one works firsthand, because I feel it's like so hard to factor in all 3 parts of that card, but I'm pretty sure it's trash. Alright, Brand Bronzebeard, your battle cries trigger twice. Huh. That is pretty sick with things like Abusive Sergeant. That might not be terrible. 3 mana 2/4s are not the worst thing in the world. Like, they're definitely not awful. But what is the battle? Like, there's Abusive Sergeant. We got Abusive Sergeant. You can just start Elven Archering things down. That's terrible. Double silencing things is pretty useless. Oh god, you could throw so many bombs. So many bombs. That seems bad. You could play Novice Engineer in your Face Hunter with Abusive Sergeants. That seems bad. God, it works so good with Arcane Golem. That seems bad as well. No. No. Okay, never mind. The card's not that good. I thought there were more battle cries you could quickly apply to for like tempo-based things, and maybe like a hunter or something. But it seems like very mediocre at best. It seems like most of the ways that it can apply are too slow for the board. So I think it might see some play, but I don't think it's going to be a spectacular card. Alright, Sir Finley Murgleton. Discover a new basic hero power. Oh man, if you play Face Warrior and get the Hunter hero power, that's pretty sick. I can see that seeing some play in some cases for doing weird stuff. It's definitely going to be in a lot of troll decks. There's no way it's not in a lot of troll decks. But maybe it shows up in some creative deck. I think Sir Finley could be good. Obviously, most of the time you design your deck around your hero power, though, but still. Doesn't seem like too spectacular. Seems fairly average. I don't know. I think you guys are overrating Braun a little bit. I think both of these cards are fairly average. I don't think neither of them are too spectacular. Like, you need to play this, and then you gotta play the Battlecry card. And SI7's not a Battlecry card. SI7's a combo card. So, like, what are you gonna do? Like, play this and then play Fire Elemental? Like, that is a lot of mana. I don't know if you guys played Hearthstone before, but you die before you hit 9 mana. Alright. Vision of whatever. Whenever you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy of it on this one. Way too slow. Nobody plays buff cards that aren't played on, like, turn 3 or 4 because they're, like, so slow. So you'd have to play this, it would have to stick, and then you'd have to play a buff card. So odds of a 4/6 for 5 sticking, extremely low. Alright, Naga Sea Witch, your cards cost 5. This card could be good. It has the downside that if you play it on turn, like 5 mana 5/5s can sometimes stick. And if it does, you could just like win the game by playing a 10 drop or whatever. And then on turn 10, you're able to play a 5 drop, then plus any other card in your hand. So that's really cool. So you just like double drop. Yeah, I think this card's good. It's just strictly good, man. Alright, whenever you cast a spell, summon a random minion of the same cost. This is an 06. I don't know. I don't think you can invest 5 mana into an 06 and still be far enough ahead on board for it to not die. Because 5 mana is like so much mana. So you play 5 mana, and then you have to play some random spell. So let's say you're on 8 mana, you play this, and then you play a 3 mana spell, and then your opponent has 9 mana to react to an 06 plus a 3-drop. So yeah, I think it's too slow. I think it will get traded off, and then you will be very sad. Alright, Eerie Statue. Can't attack unless it's the only minion on the battlefield. I could see this going in some bullshit face decks. That card's probably pretty okay. 4 mana 7/7, man. 5 mana 8/8s are good. 4 mana 7/7's gotta be good too. So I could see this working. Ancient Shade, 4 mana 7/4. 4 health is an awkward number, but interesting. I don't think this is going to be as good, just because 4 health is so little. Dies to Big Game Hunter still, and just every removal spell in the game. But I could see it, I guess, going in like some like Hunter deck or something like that that's just trying to kill you really quick. But meh, probably not as. I think Eerie Statue is better than Ancient Shade, just because 4 health is too low. If this was a 7/5, this card would be nuts. But it's a 7/4. So it's like 1 health off from being spectacular, so it's just mediocre. Oh, this can't attack unless it's the only minion on the battlefield. That includes your opponent's side. Wait a minute. Never mind, this card's not good. How are you going to force your opponent not to have any minions? That is a terrible card. What? Okay, no. Eerie Statue's not good. If it was just your side of the battlefield, then it's good. This card is... Your opponent just has to play like a stealth minion or anything. So yeah, this is not good. That card's bad. I read it wrong. I thought it could attack if you didn't have any minions in the battlefield, but no, not good. Okay. Fossilized Dinosaur, Battlecry. If you control a beast, gain Taunt. Why does any beast deck want an 8/8 with Taunt? Ironbark Protector is a bad card. This card's not going to be good either. So, not too great. Alright. Death Rattle, summon 3 2/2 runts. Well, 3 2/2s, that's a lot of stats, but like 2/6 I think is too slow. Like, Karen's not playable right now, and Karen's about the same value as that, and a better initial body is like better for trading, but this is just like vulnerable to AoE and can't onboard trade into anything, so I think this is going to be terrible. Abyssalisk Sentinel, Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion +3/+3. So in order to control the Death Rattle, you got to be the one doing the trades, which means you have to be ahead in tempo, and you're playing a 5 mana 4/4. So when you play this card, you're probably losing tempo, and then they get to react first and control how the buffs go off, and can probably set it up to not really do anything. It's also like, yeah, I think it's just too slow in the sort of decks that are really going to benefit from getting a +3/+3. If you control another mech, discover a mech. 4 mana 3/4. That could be okay. That could be okay in some sort of mech deck. But 4 mana 3/4 in mech deck. Mech decks usually try and like exploit tempo gain to like get ahead really early and then finish their opponent with burn and be really quick about it. There's no like mid-rangey control mech decks, so I'm not sure that this is going to be too strong. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be played very much, just because it doesn't fit the theme of what mech's trying to do. You're not trying to play mid-range with mechs. You're trying to kill people. So I don't think it's good. I think it's pretty bad. Tomb Spider, Battlecry, discover a beast. 4 mana 3/3. Well, there's a lot of really terrible beasts in the game. I know this because I've played Web Spinner before. So I'm not playing a 4 mana 3/3 draw a bad card. That seems awful. So yeah, that's not good. 2 mana 1/1. Discover 3-cost card. Yeah, you can't really just surrender all of the tempo on turn 2 to guarantee you hit a 3-drop. Plus, most of the 3-drops in the game are not very good. So I don't think this card's very good. Right, Huge Toad, Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. Well, the 2 mana 2/3 deal 1 damage to a random enemy Battlecry is unplayably bad. So I don't find that the switching stats to a 3-2 and changing it to a death rattle is going to be any different. Also just dies to like backstab and every removal spell in the game. Every weapon can kill this. So I don't think it's good. It just dies too easily. The only 2-drops that really see a lot of competitive play are the ones that have death rattles that can actually stick around on the board. This is not going to stick around on the board. It's death rattle's going to do 1 face damage after it gets removed from the board. Murloc Tiny Fin, the Wisp of Murlocs. This is an indirect nerf to the Murloc Paladin Guard and other Murloc Paladin stuff. It's because it's just like a not very good Murloc to get. It is adorable though, but 0-mana 1/1s are bad. Alright, we went over the artifacts already. Roaring Torch is insane. Cursed Thing. Card backs, game boards. Yeah. Overall, let's just review the cards that are good real quick. So let's go through and say good things. Playable. The Mounted Raptor seems playable. Desert Camel seems playable. Forgotten Torch seems insane. That's going to be a card people use. Entomb seems insane. It's going to be a card people use. This people might use. I wouldn't count it out. Definitely not count it out. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed amazing. Kalento says it's the best, but I don't think it's the best. I think it's pretty good, though. Tunnel Trog, that's my pick of the set of the best card, I think, in the whole set. I think this card's going to be the nuts. Reno Jackson, I think, is going to be playable. And yeah, that's it. That is it. So let's count how many those are. That is... Oh, wait, I forgot Nagasevich. Nagasevich is going to be playable. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cards, and that's being very generous on some of them. So I think there's 8 playables, and maybe 3 of those are good. We did it. We did it. Alright, man. What are your guys' opinions on the cards? Ellie Giggle. Just lots and lots and lots of Ellie Giggle, right? Alright. Now, back to some Hearthstone action, y'all. Back to some Hearthstone action. No. Alright. Cool. Alright, let's do it. Dude, I want to hit at least 5, you know what I mean? I missed the Paladin Secret. Yeah, I don't think that card's going to be exceptionally good. I think it might see play. I wouldn't consider it playable. I think of it as more of a tech card. Like a stylistic choice sort of thing. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep Eviscerate and Violet Teacher. If I hit Prep, that's insane. If I don't, at least Eviscerate can keep up with their 2-drops, so I don't fall incredibly behind. Anyway, be right back. One sec. man. I rope everybody turn 1. I'm a terrible person. God damn, this chair is good at Hearthstone. Mech Mage? Is this... What year is this? So we can coin this and lose to Flame Cannon. That's an option. We could coin Eviscerate. We could just Deadly it and then just pass the turn. I think we have to kill it. I really do. I don't want to. I think this is horrible, but he left me no choice. Coin SI is so bad, man. I coin SI this, he frostbolts this, freezes my face, I'm left with no options to kill it. And then I have 3 mana in my hand, I drop a 2-2 Edwin, lose the game? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. That seems terrible to coin SI into that. This way at least I have like backstab as outs and things like that. Well, we got Thanos Eviscerate next turn. I think just removing the mech going into his turn 4 is good, so I don't get Blast Mage to death. So let's do that. Get rid of that guy. And then I got like Thanos Eviscerate to kill a Mech Yeti. And he doesn't have the Blast Mage to come down and immediately remove my minion, applying overwhelming pressure. And now I have the Deadly active, so I can clear things. So we can try and catch back up a little bit on the board here. We want to keep Thalnos in our hand, though. So we want to be able to go Thalnos into SI7 next turn. I can't remove all the mechs, so Blast Mage is going to be a bummer, so that's sad. I think I want to just remove the most damage from the board. He's got 2 cards in his hand, so I think odds are he's not going to get too much perks out of this Mech Warper, and that's a gamble I'm going to take. What do I think about the Mali Druid with Living Roots in the game now? I haven't versed it yet. I haven't seen it at all. Ooh. Oh man. That's not good for me. Okay. We got the Clockwork Knight coming out. Alright. Well, let's take care of Clockwork Knight, because that hits for 5. And then next turn I can double SI to kill that. Because he goes there, yeah. Two cards in it? Yeah, well, he had spare parts. 2 spare parts, 2 cards. That's what 4 cards looks like. Now he's got 1 spare part. Come on, chat. Why are you guys hating on me today? Spare parts are not cards. They're wannabe cards. Close to Deckless. Deckless is up now. I got you. Alright. Let's kill all of the things. We're at 6. But we stabilized now. Now we're just dead to every bird spell. GG, well played. Not good. I thought I did spectacular. Alright, we're alive. That was weird. No, we're dead. Alright, Healbot. Healbot is life. Healbot is love. We are dead. Oh, why did I draw a card? Now I get to see how depressed I am, man. Why am I not like Unearthed Raptor? Because I don't like cards that make me want to throw Nerubian Egg into my deck while I don't have card draw, because Nerubian Egg's only good with combos with cards that are very inexpensive, so you need a lot of card draw to support it, and Rogue is terrible at drawing cards because their card draw doesn't come until way later on in the game, so it comes at like a ridiculous distance away. Because you gotta like sprint on turn 7, so your curve needs to go to 6, and if I'm playing the Nerubian Egg, I don't really want my curve to go to 6. Yeah, I mean, Zoo makes it work. They got hero power. Rogue don't. Alright, let's keep Sap. Pick up big things to get Villains Chosen, Death Lords, whatnot, and snipe off the healers behind him. Alright, crap, that's a good card. We can YOLO Edwin. And lose to Shadow or Death. Who plays Shadow or Death? Am I right, guys? Who really does? I don't think he plays it, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Nah, I'm just messing. Alright, we're holding on to this backstab so we can just flurry his face. Yeah, flurry face. Face damage, yes. Oh yeah. Big dick play? The man play? God, I love Edwin. Favorite card in the game. Lets you do some stupid shit. Look, man. If this connects, we're pretty close to killing him with his oil, honestly, if it connects. Get Deathwinged, bro! Oil Rogue's still good? Yeah, man. Oil Rogue's alright. I've lost 6 times in the last, oh shit, I threw this game. But I lost like 6 times in the last 5 hours, because I did like 40 minutes for the deck review. So my win rate's been pretty ridiculous. I think it's a good deck. Although, don't do that against Priest, because they do run double Shadow or Death and sometimes Silence. And sometimes Vol'jin. And sometimes even Big Game Hunter. And just a lot of ways to kill that, but had to do it. I'm streaming. Alright, let's just get this up to 6 and punch it. Yeah. We're close, man. We're close. If we hit him for 12 earlier, he would be almost dead. Unfortunately, we did not, so he is alive. Cool, that's a good sap target. Let go. Get out of here. Alright, we kind of want to hold on to this for Blade Flurry, so everybody just type sap in chat. I mean, type sprint in chat a lot, so I can draw sprint. Just type sprint, we can do it. Just type sprint, and then I'll draw sprint. It works every time. I said sap first, now I'm gonna draw sap, god damn it. Alright, good job guys, you made me draw sprint. Y'all the best. Am I trading into that? Fuck that. I mean, I run Assassin's Blade, so screw it. Let's waste some damage, you know what I mean? This'll go well. We're doing it. Just keep typing sprint, it'll work. I just want to sprint, man. I just want to sprint. Skamaz must be mad at me, that's why I'm not drawing sprint. Never lucky. Oh jeez. Bum, bum. It worked! I told you guys. Yo, I appreciate it, guys. You guys are the best. Twitch chat carries me in Hearthstone. I wouldn't be anywhere or win anything without you guys just making me draw perfectly. Thanks for that, guys. You all the best. Alright, now don't type sprint anymore. I don't need a third sprint. There's just like the natural twitch delay, you know? The natural twitch delay on the draws, so that's why it didn't work immediately. Because, you know, there's always like that 10-second lag time, so we just missed it on the first draw. Oh shit, man, that guy's big. We need sap now. Okay, it's all good. Let's 3, 6, 7. Let's just go up to 10 and hit sap. Damn. Alright. We'll kill that then. I really want to get a good sap turn going. We got time still. Until he just drops like Ysera right here. Oh jeez. That's never a good one to see. Oh man, look at the value. The Chromagus value though. That's insane. That's just dirty. Can't even be mad at that. Alright, there's probably a correct play here. Probably want to get this blade out there. So we can kill the forward 9. Don't worry, it's only Chromagus. Yeah. It's only Chromagus. It's just a million dragons. Oh good. A million more dragons. We are losing to Priest. No! He got the power word shield off the Chromagus. And to get more power word shields to then draw more cards off Chromagus. I hope they're all fucking zombie chows, man. This is... I'm getting dumpstered by a card that's not real. Have a lucky. We got 6 cards left. I mean, we're gonna find this sap eventually. GG, well paint. Oh yeah, I just heal that Chromagus up. Just go all in on it, man. He just holy novas me for no reason. Gotta protect Chromagus. Check out this sap. Ka-chow. Why? Alright, we got 3 cards left. We'll find it. Don't worry, he's only got 100. He's got another Holy Nova, right? Don't worry, he's only at 30. How good he's gonna steal it. Yeah, that's what we needed in our life. Okay, okay. Okay. Let's do that. This'll work. Six, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16. That's how much damage we get in our deck, because we only have 1 Eviscerate left for damage. Still got that sap though. What is this play? The double streak. Ah. Now that's just rude. 7, 8, 9, 10. Shit, it's the sap. I died at the Holy Nova if I fan and then remove, unless I double remove, so then I'm not playing Loathsop. Whatever. I guess I could have fanned this raid. I could have fanned, sapped this, and then killed one of those guys off. We're dead, man. I've come to terms with it. We're dead. Never rank 5. I'm going to compete in the Insomnia Invitational / Open with the 30k pot. I don't know, man. I didn't get an invite for it. The tournaments I got invites for, I got a link to them all underneath the stream. So you can check out those tournaments. Those are the ones I'm going to be playing. Be grinding those out for the next month. I'm going to Europe for a month and just going on a tournament quest because nobody hosts tournaments in NA. So I'm just going to Europe and showing them what's up. I gotta face off against world champions there. It's gonna be sweet. I'm excited. Hey, the sap. Can't even kill myself. The dream's dead, man. The dream's dead. We're dead. Alright, guys. I appreciate you guys turning into the stream. I appreciate you guys checking out my rogue. I'm pretty rusty with it. I haven't played like competitive rogue in a really long time, so sorry if I was making sloppy plays, but I've been working on it, so it'll be good. Yeah, I gotta get some sleep. I got a flight in the morning. But thanks for tuning in, guys. It was awesome hanging out and seeing everybody. Feel free to drop a follow if you enjoyed the stream. That's pretty cool. And yeah, drop a follow on Twitter if you like that. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. You guys are pretty cool. Normally I don't like talking to people, but I definitely like talking to all 6,000 of you guys. I enjoyed every single one of your guys' company. But anyway, I'm gonna host my teammate, so you guys should check him out. His name is Moo. He's a new teammate to Team Archon, so you guys should check him out. He just moved into the house. He sleeps in Zalay's old room before Zalay got promoted, and now sleeps in the room next to mine, because, you know, that's the best room. But, feel free to check out my new teammate, guys. That'll be cool. I'm gonna host him. Anyway, take care, team. And waiting to see if the words catch up. I gotta kind of watch the video here. Alright, I'm probably done.